I think people are just going to, like, not even know who's running and just vote Democratic next year.
Well, I mean, Al, come on. You're right about the Republicans. They positioned us along with the bankers for default. We're already technically defaulted, so they are playing politics here, and the whole thing's a distraction at the end of the day because of the hyperinflation that's already beginning. But, I mean,
no,
do you believe the bin Laden killing thing?
True. This is all true. This is all true. You're absolutely right. But if we had a Democratic Congress and Democratic Senate, okay, do you really think we're just going to spend money like drunken sailors and run this country into the ground and just have our, like, great-great-great-grandchildren in debt and, like, default and all that? No. They're going to start building infrastructure Republicans don't want to do. They're going to start repairing things that need to be repaired Republicans don't want to do. Is it going to mean higher taxes for the wealthy? Yes. Sorry. I'm the wealthy. And I'm willing
No,
to
you're
do
right.
that.
They're going to get people like Al, who's worth 10, 20, 30 million. I don't know what you're worth. They're going to come after you, but they're going to leave the Rothschilds and Rockefellers alone. Back in 1 minute. Stay with us. Well, Al Jourgensen, the founder and head of ministry, next time he comes to Austin, he says he's going to come in studio with us. So that's going to be exciting. And you know what adds a lot of credibility to him thinking something really bad's coming, and I hope it's not the case, is that I've been out in Wimberley and places, and there's all these scientists and former government people, even who are young, who've been out there 10, 15, 20 years saying these are our doomsteads. It's all going to implode. And then I run into microbiologists, and they say, well, you're right about everything, Alex. But, you know, I mean, the point is they are setting up for something big. And I believe that they're instituting it, but who knows what they really know. They never, 5 of the 6 reactors at Fukushima blew up within a week. They knew it had happened, worse than Chernobyl, and they lied and told us everything was fine. Al, what's your take on all of this craziness?
Well, I do think something's coming, if anything, for the fact that, like I said, Dennis McClung, 2012supplies.com, playing on the survivalist, instinct of selling everything from gas masks to, like, homegrown garden kits, hydroponics, all this shit. Sorry, I said shit. Anyways, I'm trying. But the government has bought most of the stuff. He's having a hard time finding supplies. Why is the government buying all the supplies, okay, and not letting free enterprise? This isn't just Obama. Oh, Obama's going to ruin us all. This is like the government has been planning this for a long time. Now, like I said, how it comes by, I don't know. And what a magnetic shift does, I don't know. It depends on if the continental plates shift. What a solar flare does, well, obviously that screws up our electronics. What an asteroid does that it's not telling us about. I mean, we're supposed to have a close one in 2029 within 100,000 miles and blah, 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 and this and that, and it might not. But I just find it amusing that the government is buying up all the survival supplies. I mean, don't you find that weird?
Well, I hope that you're wrong. I hope that it's not going to be this complete collapse. I mean,
Dude, I hope that I'm wrong, too, because, like I said, I'm not spending my life in some road warrior world where I got to defend my food supplies with AR-15s, M16s, Kalashnikovs, Glocks, gas masks, grenades. Is that a way to live? I'd rather throw a party and put a Beretta through my roof of my mouth and just call it a day.
Al, don't do that at the first sign of trouble. If things get bad, roll with it. I mean, it's going to be entertaining. There's nothing more exciting than combat with roving hordes.
I really don't find protecting my compound with a large squad against marauding survivalist intenders as a life, okay? Which is why I, kind of like rebuked you, maybe falsely, but, for like, is gold and silver really going to matter? Is anything going to matter?
Yeah, when the dollar goes belly up, that, in every case in history, gold and silver and copper and guns and food and whiskey and cigarettes and nylon stockings and makeup. I mean, stuff like that. And guts, and like you said, friends. Let me tell you something. They're going to go pick off people on the road if this actually happens. They're not going to mess with something with 10-foot walls and razor wire because they know that there's machine guns on the other side of it.
Hey, the more desperate people get, 10-foot walls seem like 2-foot walls, okay? So, you can't underestimate survival tactics.
All right, Al, stay there. We're going to do 5 more minutes with the other side. You promised to come in studio. That's going to be amazing. And we're going to come back. Bob Chapman's waiting in the wings on economics. So I maybe going to have him. He's a great economist, researcher. You guys can banter a bit about gold because I think that's an interesting discussion. Our guest is the founder of Ministry. We'll be right back on the other side. Well, I asked Al if he wanted to take a few calls, and we're going to Bob Chapman. And he said, I love talking to knuckleheads. And, of course, if you want to visit the websites, it's facebook.com/ministry or 13thplanetrecords.com. And, of course, it's Al Jourgensen from his compound. He described it as a Waco compound, minus all the strangeness out in El Paso, Texas. I said, well, it's strangely beautiful in an ugly way. And he said, yeah, it's beautifully creepy. El Paso, it conjures weird feelings when you're there. So do places like Boquillas and Big Bend. I mean, it's like right out of a Western, but with all the craziness on top of it. Bob Chapman waiting in the wings, but we have a bunch of calls. I said, do you want to take calls? He said, I love talking to knuckleheads. I said, really? And he said, yeah, let's talk to the knuckleheads. And so let's talk to Jay in Illinois. Quick question or comment because we got to go here in a minute. Go ahead, Jay.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me. Hey, how's it going, Al? Thanks a lot for having him on today.
It's my home state, you know.
Oh, I've been a huge fan for a long time. I just got a quick question. What's in the works for Ministry? And if you don't have anything coming up, I think maybe you should start your own radio show because this interview is just rocking, man.
Well, I quit Ministry and recording and all that stuff last year because I was throwing up blood. And then I went to the hospital. Same day as Brett Michaels had his, brain aneurysm, I was getting defibrillated in some hospital room because I wound up there dead. And it turned out I had 13 ulcers, and that explains why the last 3 tours I've been puking up blood. And that's why I said I was going to stop recording and all that, because I just wasn't healthy enough to do it. But now, after about a year later, I've been working out. I quit smoking, quit drinking. I quit drugs 10 years ago. And so it looks like I'm all ready to go. My doctor gave me a go-ahead, so never say never.
Oh,
take it easy.
Is that breaking news here? The return of Ministry.
That's breaking news, but I don't know if it's the return of Ministry. We'll see. I'm just saying that my doctor gave me a clearance that, I'm full go for all things apocalyptic and less.
All right. Let's go ahead and go to Joe in Louisiana. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Al, long-time fan here in New Orleans, man. I saw y'all last time when y'all came down here. You put on a great show. I wanted to have one question. Yeah, you mentioned David Icke, and I've been reading him for a while, and I listen to Alex Jones. One thing I can't seem to understand is they keep on saying that all these Obama administration people are into Zionist Jews, Zionism. I can't find anything where Alan Greenspan and Rahm Emanuel and all these fellows are admitting that they are Zionists. Is this a secret? I mean, how are these being connected? Can y'all help me out with this?
Well, how do they mix? Just listen. There's the old, 3 words. Follow the money. Follow the money. All right? And where's our money coming from? Why don't we crack down on Saudi Arabia for their human rights practices? Follow the money. Why don't we crack down on Israel for their completely insubordinate stance on having a people have the right to self-govern? Follow the money.
Well, my issue is throughout history, every government is corrupt and out of control, and if the people don't get angry and focused...
But government's on control. It's the overlords that are out of control.
No, I hear you.
Governments are just the mouthpieces. So, yeah, great. Okay, good. So the government sides with Israel. Why? Because we have vested interest in that. Not just the government. It's the overlords.
Yeah. Joe, thank you so much for the call. Two quick ones, and we're going to let Al get out of here. And I look forward to him coming. He says he'd love to come in studio, so we look forward to it. Dan in Florida, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Alex. Hey, thanks a lot for having me. Yeah, Al, you had mentioned, what a farce gold and silver is. Well, I guess I could see that, in a totally wiped out, post-apocalyptic world, where nothing is left. There's no economic system to speak of. But I'm a disabled veteran, and when I got hip to this through Alex's show about a year and a half ago, the real state of the economy, what's really going on, who the money masters are, I started buying gold and silver. They're actually just silver. And because if they decide to just wave their magic wand on August 2nd or something and make all the disabled vets and whoever the hell else is dependent on them, if they decide to wave their magic wand and make us all homeless and hungry, I've got a 3-month supply of food, and I got several $1,000s worth of silver that I've accumulated in the last. Well,
let me ask you, if you bought silver a year and a half ago, that was at about 25 or 20. Now it's at 42 right now.
Right, that's right.
But my whole deal is, I mean, look, I understand if it is going to be total Armageddon, gold and silver aren't going to matter, and the Bible says they'll throw their, jewels out in the street and beat themselves on the head and try to hide under rocks. My whole issue is I've got faith. I don't think that's the case. Gold and silver aren't perfect, but compared to fiat currencies run by the criminal bankers, it's as good as gold, and it's been great advice, and I stand by it. Now, as for going after Glenn Beck, I actually looked at that with Congressman Weiner. I mean, this is the guy that basically exaggerated and made stuff up about Beck. Some of the deals
and his penis size.
Okay, well, I mean, listen, the issue here is I looked at those gold line deals, and yeah, Midas is a lot better, the sponsor I've got, and but a lot of what Weiner said, it turned out wasn't true. And so I just think this demonization of gold is because they want to keep you in paper. And Al, all I'm saying is you ought to rethink that, because look, when I started plugging gold, it was 300. Now it's 1,620 something. I think that's pretty good advice. I mean, it's
okay. So you're at a Walmart, post-apocalyptic, and there's riots in the parking lot trying to loot it, and there's the National Guard guarding a Walmart, and you're in there with your one gold coin to buy some canned foods. Do you really think that's going to work? I mean, is this really the solution?
I don't think it's going to the total apocalypse situation, but yes, in a depression, just like my grandfathers, here in Texas, their dads, well, it was actually my grandmother's dad, and then on the other side. Well, the point is, they didn't turn their gold in when Roosevelt said turn it in for paper.
And that's smart. And you know what else to do? It's smart that you invested in silver and gold, my disabled friend or my war veteran friend, but sell it now and buy batteries, guns, food, and anything else you can if you want to survive in that world, because gold is not going to mean a squatoosh, okay?
Al, I actually agree with you.
Neither are banks.
Al?
Neither are anything. You're on your own, okay?
Al?
So while it's high, I would sell at this record high price today. I would sell and buy supply. Okay?
Yeah, Al, I agree with you that first you need water, food, guns, a redoubt, friends. That comes first. But then gold and silver, because I don't believe there's going to be a total, complete collapse.
Who's going to take it? Who's going to take it? And if they know you have gold, who's going to come to your house and take that gold?
Well, number one, my gold isn't at my house.
Well, you understand what I'm saying. If it's in the bank, that's even worse, because they're all going to be shut down. Might as well just keep it at your house.
I don't even have that much to begin with, but the point is, I mainly got silver, and boy, has that done well, let me tell you. 8 times what it was, 9 times? The gold's only 4.5.
What's that going to do with the entire...
Because I don't believe it's going to collapse into total Armageddon.
The monetary system fails. When the monetary system fails, then what do you do?
All right,
you're stuck with all this gold and silver. What are you going to make? Peace?
When the monetary system fails, Al, in the Depression and every other case, the Romans, 1,800 years ago, nearing... in one of their collapses, the people that did have the old currency, they became the new wealth. I mean, we've got history.
That's great, except that I don't think that there's going to be a new currency, same as the old new currency. That's